Hey everyone, you're listening to 5 Years Time with your host, Grace Black. Hey everyone, welcome back to 5 Years Time, and I'm coming at you on a sunny, bright, beautiful day. Literally, I woke up this morning and it was raining. Oh, which is fine. Spring, we need rain. But it was gray skies, raining, and I looked at the forecast on the weekend and I was not impressed. It said the sun was not going to come back till Sunday. So that was like 6 full days of no sun. And then I was like, I'm not looking at this anymore. Like, I'm just going to play it by ear. I don't need to go on the night before or in the morning when it's dark and I wake up and see that sadness is in my future because the sun is what brings me my joy. Anyways, long story long is that I saw the gloom and doom this morning and was like, whatever, it's just going to be this kind of day. And then now it's 4 p.m., sun shining, beautiful. Actually, it's been like this for a good chunk of the day and it's not raining anymore and it's so lovely and I'm so excited about it. And I'm thinking like maybe a picnic dinner and that would be so fun. Also, picnic dinners in our household are well, I mean, there's like classic picnic dinners, like, you actually make picnic and whatever, but that's more like a lunchy thing. Picnic dinners for us means that we have not gone grocery shopping, do not want to cook, and we will go pick up a drive-through meal and then go eat it somewhere outside. And in the wintertime, we do it, but on the floor in the house. And that is our fancy picnic dinner. But honestly, I feel like it's where the core memories are at because it's a pretty happy time for me. Trevor loves it. Rosie loves it. And this will be our first one of the season doing it outside. Ooh, ooh, ooh. That's just like a momentous moment. I think that calls for getting like McFlurry if we go to McDonald's, or a Frosty if we go to Wendy's, or a what other fast foods have ice cream? I'm trying to think what's at like A&W, but maybe a float. Do they sell floats or are they just about root beers? Anyways, I don't know. But I hope that's what we do tonight because that'll be so fun, quite momentous, and just like really bring the vibes in. I have yet to, before we like really jump into everything, I guess I just want to say this episode, I'm going to let you guys know a little far in advance what we're talking about instead of you having to wait till the middle, is about fitting in. That's what we're going to be talking about. And then part 2 of housekeeping, I just gave the camera the finger. I did not mean to do that. Part 2 of housekeeping is thank you so much for being patient and giving me that week off of episodes. There was a lot of stuff going on. I have not missed publishing an episode since I began 5 years time. And, it just was not in me to record an episode. I could have, and it just wouldn't have been what I wanted it to be. And I just felt like it was better that I waited. And I'm happy I did because here I am, brighter spirits, lighter mood, and loving the weather. And that's to be said, like I'm not shying away here. And I think we all know this. I come and I share how I'm feeling, low, high, whatever. But I was just not in the place to record. So thank you so much for giving me the grace. And I'm happy that you all checked out previous episodes because we have so many amazing episodes and amazing guests that we've had on. And it gave an opportunity for new listeners to listen back on past episodes. So thank you so much. And I really appreciate your support, your sweet messages, and everything. You guys rock my world. You're the best. I love you. So that's the housekeeping. And now it's like I forget what I was gonna say. We were talking about picnic dinner. Oh, yeah, I remember. So I put a poll on Instagram this week asking what everyone was doing to ring in spring. Or by ring in, I mean no, because it's been spring for a while. But Sunday Reset this week, we talked about calling spring because we needed to put the vibes out there, the energy out there, because spring was like tippy toeing around, going real slow, hiding in the ground, just like taking its sweet time. And I just want to say thank you, everyone. You truly have called upon spring, and it is here, and it is wonderful, and it is beautiful. And I just appreciate us all putting our good energies out there. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Round of applause or snaps. I can't do a round of applause because I'll go to that story next. Let me finish on the spring thing. So I put a poll on Instagram asking what everyone was doing to call in spring. And as I said in Sunday Reset, I was picking up sticks in the yard, which I did. And guess what? There are still so many more sticks. This is the year of me caring about the yard, the garden. As all a lot of you know, new listeners, maybe not so much. During the pandemic, we moved from condo living to house living. And yeah, so this will be we moved the summer of 2020. So this will be our third summer in the house. What the heck? Well, we moved like the end of the summer, but still, our third summer in the house, like time is flying. And I have not done anything really to upkeep a yard or a garden. To be fair, we have been getting work done in our backyard and that should be wrapping up soon, fingers crossed. So that just means that I now have a blank slate to work with, and I am going to master some skills this summer, or at least practice them. Maybe not the mastering summer, but it will be the practicing. I'm going to read some books, read some articles, find some TikToks, do all the things. If any of you are gardeners out there, give me what you believe is the best method to gardening? Like, is there like a routine? Like, should like every morning I should devote 10 minutes to picking up the yard? Like, is there things watering? I don't know. Like, literally, I don't know. I've never kept a plant alive ever, 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 ever. Someone gifted me tulips the other day, maybe a month ago, and I was doing everything. I feel like I'm always overwatering. So then I was underwatering and then I felt like I overwatered and now I'm confused and it's like I deadheaded them. Like I took the heads off like you're supposed to and now they're just these green sticks of shriveled up driedness. I moved them to a sunny spot. I just I don't know what to do. Also, another thing someone was telling me was that ashes, like from fireplaces, are really good for the garden. I'm not sure what for. I'm going to Google it, but someone had said that. And someone said coffee grinds. So I've now been collecting my coffee grinds and my ashes because we have a fireplace. So I just have a bag of ashes and a container of coffee grinds. And I don't know what I'm supposed to do with them, but I'm going to learn. I just want to be prepared. So, anyways, that is what I'm I'm we are going all over the place. I'm glad that this is always my, place of brain dumps. I'm just excited to be here. 1 week off and I'm, like, filled with so much stuff. So anyways, s why I brought that up was because I was picking up sticks in the garden, which I said is what I was gonna do to call in spring. Other people said things like planting seeds for their summer garden, like, "Okay, I need to plant those seeds now." I know the fall you have to plant bulbs, so, like, I can't do that till this fall. But okay, seeds, so if I do wanna do a herb garden. So do I need to start doing that now? That I really wanna do a herb garden because as I've said in past Sunday resets, is that I've been cooking from cookbooks. I've been getting inspiration from cookbooks for my grocery list, and I've been cooking from cookbooks again. And I actually really love cooking. So it's been really fun. And the one thing that I've taken out of this all is that the herbs and like toppings you put on at the end, all the like chopped up cilantro and green onions, all that stuff is 100% mandatory for every recipe. Like it literally makes the recipe. Like it's good if you just make it, but you got to add that fresh ooh at the end and it's like next level restaurant style. But to go and buy herbs and stuff, it's expensive. You never use them all. Like you always end up with leftovers or they go bad before you can use them all. So I just think like having a herb garden would be amazing if I could just like run outside and grab some coriander or some mint or some basil. Like that would be fantastic because I'm not letting one dish leave my eye without a little oomph, a little sprinkle of something. Even on my bagels, I've been putting chives. It's like, no, not just cream cheese. Got to put some chives. um, yeah. So let me know about the summer garden. So I got to start my herb garden now. Okay. Okay. I thought I had a little bit of time. I got to start reading. Whew, it's getting a little stressful. Um, and one thing that someone said was that they were cleaning out their closet and getting it all revamped and ready for spring. Oh, that just brings so much joy to my heart because I love that closet switchover as I talked about in last 5 years time episode was how fun it is, especially being Canadian and not having seasonal wardrobes because the weather's different all year round. It is so fun to unpack your packed away spring summer clothes and clean out your closet and try things on and decide what you're going to keep, decide what you're going to donate. I just love that process. Now, it is a time consuming process because I believe in taking the whole closet out and putting it all back or only putting the stuff you want back. And that takes time, but it is so fun. And so I put it off. I normally do. I've done it for the past probably like at least 5 years, more than that. See, in my mind, this is a good 5 years time. The podcast is all about how like the number one question you get asked is like, where do you see yourself in 5 years? So in my mind, when I always want to say 5 years because I'm like, that's like a long time. But like when I say 5 years, I'm like, oh, wait, I got married almost 5 years ago. And so like I had so much life before then, adult life. And it's like, oh gosh, I've been doing these things for longer than 5 years. That's just like 5 years really flies by. So when people ask you what you see yourself doing in 5 years, like it's pretty crazy how you can't plan that out because it just flies by. Anyways, long story short is I've been doing it for more than 5 years, cleaning out my closet every spring and fall and turning over my wardrobe. And so this person wrote that I put it off this year because the weather was poo and snowing and gross. And it was like, I'm not going to wear the clothes. Put it off. And now we are in April. What is today? April 5th, if you're listening, April 6th. And I have still not done it. So I think I'm going to do it. I'm going to start doing it today, at least by this weekend. I'm going to get it done because it is so beautiful out and I need bright colors and light layers. And oh, I miss my overalls. I've been thinking about them. I just keep reminiscing. I'm like, I miss those overalls. So I'm excited. So thank you for the listener who wrote cleaning out their closet and updating for spring because you have 100% fueled me, lit a fire into my arse, and I'm ready to go. Cannot wait. And please, like, if you're doing this too, I want like before and after photos if you want to share them. I'll share mine because first of all, I love seeing like clutter to unclutter, but then also like fall or winter wardrobe to spring wardrobe. Like, I can just imagine like color, like it would just be beautiful. So, share those, please. 5 years time podcast on Instagram. Let me know. Let me know. Tag me, tag me, tag me. I would love to see that. I will share mine too. Okay. Yay! Someone else had said that they were clearing out or that they were washing all their sheets and duvets and hanging them up on the deck and getting them all aired out, and I freaked out because I was literally doing the exact same thing. This is why I love the podcast because you are my people. Like, I am your person, you are my people. We really get each other. I feel like we vibe the vibes, and that's what I love. And so I was so excited to go to sleep last night because I had my fresh duvet and it's like you just smell like, fresh air. Oh, so good. So good. So thank you so much again for bringing all the good energies because spring has sprung and we are here and it is great. And we've been running around the neighborhood finding all the tulips and what are those things called? Daffodils and so many other bulbs that are springing up, but you know me. I'm learning to garden. Haven't begun, but I'm gonna learn. So I'll learn the bulb names eventually. But I know the tulips and the daffodils. um, but yeah, I'm trying to think. Like, I really haven't given you too much of an update. I've just kind of given you a recap of my mind right now. But honestly, like, I haven't been up to too much. Just been like trapped inside in the gloom and the doom and the bad weather, which I shouldn't let myself do. But now that it's sunny, that's been nice. This past weekend, we went and visited um, my in-laws and Trevor's great-great-grandma, or Trevor's grandma, great-great, not great-great. Rosie's great grandma. And that was really nice. Rosie wore her first mask because she only recently turned 2. And that's like the age they're allowed to wear masks. And so she was so excited. I was wondering how she was going to do it because grandma lives in a retirement home, which means that you have to like wear a mask to go in. And so I was wondering how she was going to do with it. because it was like she's gotta keep this on her. Um, it's not really a flexible situation, and she was so excited, but then you think, like, her whole life has been people wearing masks, like, her actual whole life. So she was like, "I'm part of the team, guys, like, this is my moment, I've been waiting for this." It was so cute, and it had dinosaurs on it. I didn't even mean for that. My mom had got them, and they just happened to have dinosaurs on them, and she's, like, obsessed with dinosaurs right now, so it was just, like, perfect, but she was so excited, like and now whenever she sees someone wearing a mask, she's like, "Mask!" Like, she calls it out, like, "Where's my mask? I want a mask." So that was really cute. Um, yeah, other than that, I have just been cooking and, trying to really, like, lighten the house. Like, I feel like every door we have, if you open it, it falls on you. Like, if I can hide something behind a door, that's been my go-to, like, storage roo like, our storage room, what is that room called? Our laundry room. It's like our furnace laundry room, like, it is just smacked full to the brim. Smacked? Is that that's not what you would say. Packed. And so, like, you open the door, it, like, falls. Like, any closet, open the door, it falls. Any pantry, open the door. Any cupboard, open the door. Like, literally anything that has a door, you open it, it falls. So I've just been trying to, like, slowly work through that really slowly. I said a few weeks ago that I was doing our front hall closet, but then it ended up snowing, and so it's like I still had to keep out our coats, like our super wintry coats and boots and stuff, but I think we're past that hump. So I think I can, like, do it again and really, really downgrade on all that layers. And then I'm just gonna work through, like, one closet at a time, one cupboard at a time. I'm not gonna try and, like, do it all in one day, you know? Slowly and surely, but just really lightening up the house. It's been nice on the warm days to turn off the heat and open up the windows. That's been really, really nice. I love that. Like, fresh air, I love that. Yeah, we're getting our awning soon. We have an awning in our back, like, on our deck. Our house is kind of like I don't know how to explain it. It's on, like, a ravine lot, so we have, like, a deck that, like kinda like a balcony, but, like, it's over top of our basement. It's kinda confusing, I don't know how to explain it. Anyways, it gets full sun, so thankfully we have an awning that came with the house, but, like, they take it away in the winter so it doesn't get, like, ripped and whatever. So that's coming back soon, I think this weekend. Maybe this weekend or next. They kind of just, like, give you a time frame, and then one day it's there. They just, like one day you're like, "Oh, when did this come?" So that'll be so nice because then we can start getting the furniture out there, and, I need to power wash the deck first because of the construction. It's, like, covered in concrete dust. So power wash, get that all cleaned up, and then we can start using our outdoor spaces. Oh, that'll be so nice. I'm so excited. Waking up and being able to have a even when it's cold in the morning, I don't mind. Like, I love being outside, but, like, a nice brisk morning, put on your cozy layers and have a hot cup of coffee out on the deck. Like, that just sounds beautiful. So there's lots of things to look forward to. I'm in a light, bright mood because lots of things to look forward to, lightening the house, all of that stuff. It just feels nice. And it's nice. I missed it. I missed the feeling of bright and nice and light. So that's good. I guess let's hop into this week I learned, which I said earlier we were going to be talking about uh, fitting in. Okay, let's hop into it. This week, I learned I don't fit in. I laugh. I feel like I laugh every time I say what I learned because it's like, I knew that, but, like, I forgot. Like, ugh, I have never fit in really, like and then when I say that, it sounds so silly because, like, what is fitting in? Ultimately, it's what? Having similarities with the people around you, liking the same things, maybe looking the same, eating the same beliefs, same values, same minds, same everything, right? but, like, nobody is the same. We all look different, we all eat different, we all feel different. Even if we have the same beliefs and values, like, we may come to those conclusions differently. We may have different opinions on certain things within that. Like, we're not all the same. We don't all fit in with each other being the same, but we do fit together as like a puzzle, I guess. Like we all have different differences that make us, and then when we pull together, we can like have greatnesses. I don't know if that makes sense, but like you can fit in with people without being the exact same with them. I guess what I'm trying to say here is I feel like in every situation, I've always kind of been that odd one out, and this might totally be in my own head. I'm sure a lot of things that I feel are in my own head. Like, I'm sure a lot of my feelings are my own world because we all know when we feel something, um, we fester on it, we spin, we create, stories in our mind, and everyone has that. So everyone has different perceptions, everyone has different views, everyone has different ways that they've processed a thought, and that means that we all live almost in our own world sometimes. Like, we all don't see the same, and, like, when you think about that, it's kind of, wow, that's a big one. I don't know how to break that one down, but, like, ultimately I have always felt that, like, I was the odd person out, that I didn't totally fit in, even places that like, was comfortable. I'm not saying that I was uncomfortable all the time. I'm just saying I just never felt fully as engaged as other people were. And, like, here's a perfect example of it. I remember growing up, I went to a school that went from K to 8. So, like, you only went to one school and then you went to high school. And I feel like because you're from K to 8, there's so much change that goes on between 4 and the age of 13, like so much change, right? But because you're in the same school, it's the same people. And so I feel like throughout that, there was so much evolvement and transferring of friend groups. And it all came around those big changes. I'm going to say the biggest age change was from grade 5 to grade 6, which was um, when you were going into middle school, but you're still, like, at the same school. Anyway, so in that train in that switch from grade 5 to 6, I totally saw how, there was this change, like, people you were friends with over the summer, it's like all of a sudden they're too cool for school for you, right? Like, they wanna wear makeup, they wanna like boys or whoever, and they wanna wear bras. I'm not saying they want to. Some people want to, right? Like, but I mean, like, they hit puberty a little earlier, like, just, like, totally different, where I feel like I didn't hit puberty earlier. I still wanted to just play on the playground and, like, make up silly skits and s sing and dance and, like, be whimsical. Like, I feel like that's still me today. It's like I still wanna be whimsical. But, like, I definitely still wanted to be doing that. And so I remember kind of, like, feeling like, "Oh, I don't really fit in with those people anymore, and I don't really want to." Like, I don't I don't think I'm gonna get there on the same wavelength as them, so I need to now pivot. But the thing is, you're pivoting, but it's not new people, right? These are the people you've gone to school with since you were 4. So it's like they all have their own friend groups already. And so, like, I had to pivot and kind of, like, connect to another group. And I feel like I feel like from that moment on to the rest of my life, all I've been doing is, like, pivoting and connecting to other groups. And so I remember I didn't change, but, like, I changed direction, pivoted, connected to another group that I knew, I wasn't close friends with, and then tried to become, like, a close friend with them, but I couldn't fully because it's like they weren't my people. I knew them, and I wasn't, like, good friends with them up to that point, and I feel like we didn't change in the same thing. They had different interests than me. They liked, I don't know, mm like Pokemon. That's actually like they like Pokemon or whatever, and I did not like Pokemon, and I, like, could not catch on to liking Pokemon, and I wasn't gonna change to like Pokemon, but I liked the person, I wanted to hang out with them, and I liked the group, but, like, I didn't fully have the same interests as them, so it's like I wasn't fully connected, I always felt like I was the odd person out, and that is, like, a good representation of, like, the rest of my life, always being the odd person out, and I don't know if it's because I was, like I think in school, it's like you only have so many options, right? So here's another example. So now I've moved to high school, and so I had the option to go to, um, high school with everyone that I went to junior school with, um, or I happened to have moved while I was in, like, junior school, and so I actually had a new address, and so I could go to the home school of that address, and so it was like, "Oh, do I wanna go to the school that's a little bit further away and stay with all the people I know, or do I wanna go to a new high school with nobody I know that's closer to home?" And I chose to go to the high school that was closer to home, where I knew nobody. And whenever I think about these decisions that I made like this, like, that was not me. Like, but it is me, I guess, because I'm in the throughout the story, you're gonna hear that I've done this multiple times. But I feel within myself like I'm not a risk taker. I kinda live on the safe edge of things, but in this situation, I think I felt like there wasn't any strong connections at the school that I was going to. So why would I continue to go to high school? Yes, there would be different people there because high schools feed in from multiple schools, but I would still have all the old people that I knew and already knew me. And would I just continue pivoting and trying to like stick with people I knew? I wanted to get away from that. I wanted to find my people. I wanted to discover who I was. And little old me, 13, decided I'm going to the high school where I don't know anyone. And so I'm happy I did that. But like I really like am proud of myself for doing that because I just don't that's not who I feel I am at my core naturally. So I stepped out of my comfort zone and good for you, Grace. Anyway, so then I went to a high school where I knew nobody, like literally nobody. And I di did not know what to do. I could not compute. Like, I felt so awkward. I remember being so scared to walk in to go get my picture taken. Like, imagine having to walk into I'm sure other people here have experienced that, but having to walk into you know how you have to go, like, the week before school and get your picture taken and, like, register for your classes or whatever? I don't remember specifics, but, like, you go in before school starts. I remember I had to walk into, like, this new school. I'd never been to it before. I didn't know where to go, um, by myself and, like, line up and get my picture taken, and, like, that was terrifying, like, literally shaking my boots terrifying. I did it, but it was terrifying. So I did that, and that was, like, my first experience, and it was kind of, like, very overwhelming. And then I remember my first week of school, I would, like, go sit in class, like, not talk to anyone. That's the thing, like, I was very, very closed off, because I was scared. I think I talked about this last week. Did I talk about this? Or maybe I have so many notes in my podcast app, or not my podcast app, but my, like, notes about episodes I wanna make, and now I can't remember if I've made these episodes or if they're just in my head. So maybe I'm not gonna refer to as I've talked about before. But I, was shy, and I don't like the word shy because I feel like this is me having a poll with myself, but I feel like I get caught using it. Obviously, I used it right now, but I get caught using it sometimes too with Rosie, and I hate it. I just feel like it's a label, and I don't wanna label people, and I especially don't wanna label people with shy because I think when you tell someone what their why, like, when you what I was doing was protecting myself. I was nervous, I was anxious, and I was a little hesitant to let myself open up. But all my life, I felt like I was shy because people would say like, "Oh, she's shy about this or shy in this situation." So then I would just like lean on that like I'm shy as like I'm using it in a sense of a crutch, but then almost did that make me more hesitant and standoffish? So I just like try not to use that label. That's like a little side thing. But anyways, I didn't mean to label myself in that moment, but, like, I was hesitant, I was anxious, I was nervous. I don't know what I was nervous for. I think I just, like, didn't want to, I don't know, be made fun of or, like, feel like or be rejected, probably reject it more, like, than made fun of because, yes, growing up, I was made fun of all the time for having red hair, but, like, that was nothing that I was doing. Um, like, I couldn't that was me, like, I couldn't change the fact that I had red hair. I guess I could dye it, but, like, I I wouldn't change for somebody else, but I mean, like, I couldn't change how I was acting or, like, do anything else, like, it was, like, a physical thing that I don't know, like, I still don't understand why people made fun of people for red hair, like, that is another thing that is so it's so it's so dumb, like, seriously. And South Park, I, like, feel like I could never I'm like, it's like I don't wanna support South Park because they started it and, like, they ruined a lot of people's lives, and it was not fun, and there are people who didn't have the confidence or, like, self-awareness that I had growing up, and I don't think I had an amazing amount. Um, I just had the normal person amount, but, like, that was just mean. So, like, just don't hate on people for random things. But anyways, I'm just going on little side tangents here. But yeah, so I was just worried about being rejected more than anything. And so I was really nervous and I just kept to myself and I would sit at my locker at lunch and I ended up being friends with the people who were around me. And like I'm not hating on these people in this story, okay? Because those people that I had in grade 9 around my lockers are still my friends to this day, and I love them with my whole heart. And they saw something in me and they brought my inner grace out and I value that so much. So, I'm not hating on those ones, promise. And I'm not hating on anyone, like, seriously, I'm not, but, like, I really value those, but why I'm giving that little disclaimer is because I connected with those people because of vicinity. They were around me and they reached out to me, so I opened up to them. Little did I know that I mean, a handful of them. There were more than who I am still friends with, but, like, there are 2 that are still my very, very good friends today. Went to my wedding, we still hang out, like, I love these people so much. So, those people I value so much. The people who were around them, who were their friends as well, I didn't connect with them as much, and I think that's my point in the situation about not fitting in, is that you I don't fit in. I've always been the odd person out, and I have to remember that, like, you're not and I feel like I always, like, um what is it? I get discouraged really easily when I feel like, oh, people are not that people are hanging out without me, but like, oh, I feel like people are really connecting and like having these conversations. And I just feel like I'm not part of them or I'm not elevating it or I'm not taking it to the next level. I'm not inviting people to do something or I'm not starting a cool conversation that people will enjoy. Like, I don't know. I just feel like I never take it to the next level. And I always find that discouraging. But, like, I'm not always gonna fit in with everyone, but this is a perfect example. There were 2 people in that group who I'm still very good friends with in separate circles, like, I wouldn't say we're all friends together, we're, like, in separate circles, and so that's a really encouraging thing for me. Let me continue on my high school journey of friendships. Guys, this might be a long episode, I'm only in high school. I'm just gonna try and pick up the pace here. But I'm really trying to give you a good background understanding of what it is like for me and how I have reflected in the past few weeks of me not fitting in and how this all plays a part. And I think that some of you will be able to relate with it. Okay. So then throughout high school, those people I became friends with. And then every year in high school, it was like I had different friends. I had different friends. I kept the old friends. There's this Girl Guide song. I was a girl guide growing up. There's this Girl Guide song that says, keep new friends. No, make new friends, but keep the old ones. Some are silver and the others gold. So this always reminds me of that. But like kept my old friends and I made new ones. Like I never burned bridges. It wasn't we were ending in fights or anything. It was just like I would pivot if people were doing interests that I didn't care for or like growing in a way that I was not growing. Like it's like I would pivot and find new people to connect with. And so by grade 11 and 12, like literally I had not like I didn't have a group of friends. I was part of several groups of friends. Like but I was like never part of them. Like does that make sense? Like I was never one with the pact. It was like I had friends from all different parts of my high school. Then I had friends from the high school that was down the road, and then I had friends from I was like a Girl Guide growing up, so I had my outside curricular friends. I went to camp growing up, so I had my camp friends. Okay, but my camp friends, like, we stan like, obviously, I had my girl group, and they were my core, and they got me the most. My camp friends got me the most. That is where I fit in the most. That is who got me the most. That is what I felt like my most self, and the couple that were from the high school down the road, I fit in with those. And the thing is, that's where I learned that to find your I am not a weirdo. We made that an episode, but you're weirdos. Or I am a weirdo. I didn't say I'm not a weirdo. I said I am a weirdo. Okay, good. But like your weirdos, those people who just like vibe with you, get you, you can be raw, authentic, like 100% you have elevated the relationship. You have those conversations. It's easy to pick up the phone and say, "Hey, let's do this." They're already there. Like they know where you want to be when you want to be there. Those people, it is worth it when you find them, and it is worth the ups and the downs of the feeling like you don't fit in to find those people, because it's like it's the most confident thing in the world, confidence boosting thing in the world, to have a group of friends, or to have a friend or a couple friends. They don't have all have to be a part of one group. Like you could have many friends from different groups. Um that you can just like vibe with to the end of time. Like that is the best feeling in the entire world. So, anyways, I found that in high school all over the place. A little sprinkled here, like one sprinkled here, a couple sprinkled over there, one sprinkled over here. And the thing is, these people and people in general, they're not going to grow with you forever. And some might, but some don't. And so I have a few that I've had since high school that are still in my life and still beautiful people, and I love them and I vibe with them. And I have ones that were my ride or dies, who we have fizzled out. And again, no burning of the bridges. It's just you grow apart. It's a natural thing, right? And so now, as an adult, I am now married, and so naturally, Trevor is my built-in best friend, and he is that person, like my ride or die. I can be 100% who I am. He knows like where I'm going, what I'm doing, in the sense that like he's on the same page as me. We're riding the same wave together. Like it's a beautiful thing. But it's that's my spouse, and like I want something outside of that. And I'm in this pickle where I have good friends, but we don't geologically live close to each other, and that's not hitting on anything against those people. Like I love them, and it is the same situation for me. I'm not geologically close to them, right? So we just have a different type of friendship now, and that's fine. It's not a bad thing, I promise. But what I'm saying is that I've now moved. Also, as I said earlier in this episode, we moved during the pandemic and things are opening up again, and it's like I need to find these people. And so as I've entered the world again after COVID, now that you can go out and do things and partake in stuff, it's those uncomfy feelings again of where it's like I don't feel like I fit in, and I'm getting stuck on it. I'm getting in my head about it. I'm feeling like maybe I'm getting to this really negative point where I'm feeling like, okay, like is something wrong with me? Like what can I do to like feel like I fit in? And it's like, no. Nothing is wrong with you, Grace, and nothing is wrong with any of you listening if you feel like this. It's not you. And this is the hardest thing for me to remember. And I've been festering on it, so it's really hard. But there's nothing wrong with us. And it's like I'm getting emotional talking about it because I have worked so hard throughout this pandemic, becoming a new mom, going through these big changes in my life, which so many people have, right? So many people have been going through these big changes. And just like working so hard on myself and building up my confidence and believing who I am and feeling like this new woman who has this power and this um drive in her, and I know what I want, and then the second I get out into the world, I feel discouraged. I feel like I don't fit in. I feel left out, or I don't know. Okay, let me compose myself. Let's do a let's do a big breath together. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Okay, that felt good. Thank you. Anyways, basically, we all know this is weighing on my heart. Clearly, it's weighing out of my eyeballs. But what I'm trying to say is that I got to this point where I was so confident in myself, and then the second I get back out there, it's like I don't feel like I fit in. I feel like, "Oh, no, have I put myself in this bubble where I'm not actually confident, I'm just only allowing comfortable things around me." And it's like I'm, like, having this internal debate, and it's, like, so much, and it's just reminding me of back when I was younger and I was pivoting through all these friendships through my life and feeling like I'm not fitting in and feeling like I don't know, like, is something wrong with me? Like, why don't I get it? Like, why do I not connect with people the way that other people I see are connecting? Again, you never know what's going on, right? So, like, you could see people connecting, but, like, maybe they're not. But anyways, this this podcast I am so thankful for, because right now as I'm speaking, it's like I'm breaking it down and I'm understanding. And it's like it is worth the wait. Not everyone is going to be your person, but the more times you continue to put yourself out there, continue to stay true to yourself, continue to fight for what you believe in, and dress the way you want, speak the way you want, act the way you want. Of course, like if you're going to be like a racist, horrible human being, that's on you, okay? That's on you. But like as long as you are being true to who you are and just like being a decent human, um keep going, because you are going to find your people. And I I have proof to myself, like I have been there and I have been in those relationships that are so good, just so good, and feel so natural. And you will get there, Grace, and you will get there, viewers or listeners. Um, I promise it is worth the uncomfortable, and it is worth feeling like you're left out to stay true to who you are, because your people are just around the corner and it just takes time. And I feel like that's the worst thing sometimes, is that a lot of this stuff takes time. Healing takes time, self growth takes time, finding your truest self takes time, discovering what's going to make you um, feel the most peace. It all takes time, right? It all takes time. And there's no quick fixes and there's no answers that can just like be found by googling how do I make friends or how do I fit in. Like, there's nothing like that. But as long as you keep trying, and yes, you can Google how do I find friends and follow whatever it says. Like, you can try the apps, you can try joining a group or a fitness class or any kind of class. Like, and I think that's all great stuff. And I feel like now a lot of the time things are going through like social media. Like, just if you're on TikTok and there's someone that you vibe with, like reach out to them. Like, why not? I feel like DMing is normal now. Like, why not? I love DMing people. And I'm not saying I've made any good friends through it yet, maybe because other people feel weird about it. Um, but I think like as long as you keep trying, you'll get there and you'll build those relationships. And if you're feeling this way too, like you're not fitting in or you don't have your people or your person or that that friend group that just builds you up in the way that you need to be built up, or I guess supports you, because like nobody should be you should be loving yourself at the basis of it all. But that just loves on you for who you are. I feel you, girl. I feel you, man. I feel you, people. Like, I'm there with you and we're going to get there. And if anyone here is listening thinking like, this is me or this is similar, or feels like, wow, Grace really gets it, or for a lot of things, or like, oh, I feel like we'd get along, like reach out to me, seriously. Like, why not? There's nothing to lose. And I think that is That is at the basis of it all. There's nothing to lose. And if we stay true to ourselves, at the end of the day, we're going to feel good, even if it's uncomfortable on the way, because discomfort is part of living. And that's the tricky part. But yeah, so this week I learned I do not fit in, but it is worth it. It is worth it to wait and find your people. Okay, let's get into roses, thuds, and boards. Oh gosh, I brought back thuds. Roses, thorns, and thuds. Roses, thorns, and buds. My rose is I did something for myself this week, and I'm really proud of myself, and I'll talk about it more another time, but at the end of the day, I just needed to do something that was giving me back my control, and yeah, so I did, and that felt really, really good, and I'm sorry I, like, hate to be, like, discreet, but it was for myself, and so it's still gonna stay with me, but this is my, like, reminder to you that if there's something that you've been thinking that you need to do, um, just do it. Like, there's no time like today, and if you've been festering and thinking about something in your life and you can do something to change it or to gain it or to make whatever the situation is better or give you um that sense of peace, like do it. This is your sign to do it because I'm here to tell you that that's my rose this week and I'm really really proud of myself for it. My thorn is that it was snowing on the weekend, like WT chickens. But it's in the past, guys, because my bud is how beautiful it is and going outside because Trevor and La Bebe, Rowie, are playing outside and convincing them to go for picnic dinner. And I don't think it's going to take that much convincing. But if it does, don't worry, I'm a really great convincer. Yeah, so that's my bud is I'm really looking forward to picnic dinner and just like the season of picnic dinners to come. Okay, let's move on to entertainment recap. Oh yeah, I forgot I sing for this one. I'm like pausing, waiting for I leave pauses so I can find where to put the intro music. But LOL. Okay. Entertainment. Recap. Entertainment. Recap. Okay. Um, Honestly, because it's been 2 weeks, it's like there's so much. I watched Bridgerton, which was like so slow at the beginning, way more slow than the first season. I think it took till like episode 6. But you know what? That always makes me think like Bridgerton is really based off of a novel, and they just really play that well because I feel like novels, it's like, oh, so it's like so slow. But, well, not for all novels, but for a lot of novels, it's like so slow until it's like boom, 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 boom. So much is happening. And it's always worth the character development. Like it's always worth knowing all the things you know before the good stuff happens, before the drama, before the conflict, all that stuff. So I felt the same. Like I do think it was worth watching it. Um, but there were only a few episodes. I feel like the last episode, I don't know. I was kind of off of it by the last episode, but I feel like I'm just not a binger anymore. Like I get too distracted. Like I need to. I've been enjoying watching like my weekly episodes, one episode every week. That's been really nice for me. And then I actually thoughtfully sit down and watch it. I find when I'm binging, it's like I only have so much concentration and then I'm kind of over it. And then it ruins the end for me because I'm like not even watching. It's like I'm on my phone half the time. That's just like a side thing. But anyways, I did enjoy Bridgerton. If you watched the first season, I'd watch the second. If you haven't watched the first, I don't know if I would like race to watch it because obviously you weren't into it in the first place. But yeah, it was good. And obviously the costumes, the like whole look, amazing, 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 beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Um, I started Below Deck. They have a new Below Deck. It's Australian. I forget what it's called, but it's in Australia. And I'm really enjoying it. The Chief Stew, I loved her from when she was on Below Deck, not the Australia one. So that's really been nice. And yeah, it's been nice to have another show to watch. And then I'm also watching Below Deck Sailing Out, obviously loving that. The drama on that one is just like too much. And the stews, they need to get themselves together. Daisy and Gabriella, I love them. The other one, I just can't. Like, I just can't something about her work style is it's just not vibing with me. But yeah, and she also created a little conflict on the boat and broke what's his face's heart, the British boy, the blonde British boy, Tom. Poor Tom. And Tom needs to slow down on the drinking because he becomes another human, and that's the sign that you should slow down when you're drinking and you become another human. That's a bad sign. But yeah, so I've been enjoying that one. Lots of drama on that one. I love the sailing yacht one. So I'm excited to see how it ends because normally it's like a big happy family, and I hope we get to that part. But I mean, like, there's definitely little family elements within it. What else do I watch? Oh, Summer House. Summer House is like, okay. I feel like it's just like the same thing every weekend, the same drama. But this past week's episode, they end it with the throwing of the wine glass. Oh, that was drama. But it's like the same drama. Like I can't be bothered. And then I'm thinking like, I mean, age is but a number, right? You can do whatever you want whenever you want. But I'm thinking like these are people who are like in their 30s and they're partying every weekend, fine. But then they're like being little F boys and just like messing with each other's emotions. And I'm like, are we going to do this forever? Like, come on. Like, eventually we need to realize that like it's not nice to play other people against each other, especially women against each other as a boy. Like, come on. That's where I feel about Summer House right now. Um, yeah, that's all that I've been watching. If you want to hear the music I've been listening to, you can click the link for 5 Years Time podcast, or yeah, 5 Years Time uh, playlist on Spotify, which also is connected to our Sunday Reset episode. I make a new playlist every week, and it's a good one. I love this one. There's my like favorite song right now is on it. It's called what's it called? Actually, I shouldn't say it's like a super explicit name. I put it on and my husband's like, "Grace, what is that name?" It's actually not that explicit, but go check it out and you'll see which one it is. It's so fun. I just love that song. I love to sing it in the car, like turn it all the way up and sing it because I feel like there's so many different like facial elements to it. I don't know if you sing songs like that, but like if you listen to it, you might get what I mean. So yeah, if you want to hear the music I'm listening to, check out the playlist. Follow me on TikTok. I've been making lots of videos, just like little random thoughts here or there that either might turn into podcast episodes or just like a blip and not going to be big enough for a podcast episode, but nice to get out. And yeah, follow me on Instagram for our weekly recap, photo dump, and all the other things, stories, and day in my lives and such. And hopefully, I'll have a picture of our picnic. Hopefully, if I convince everybody that we're going on a picnic tonight. And yeah, that's it. If you are not following me wherever you're listening or following 5 Years Time, then follow, subscribe, rate, like. I love your feedback. It really helps to guide the direction of how much time to be spending here or there, or what you're vibing or what you're not vibing. Thank you so much. And I wish you all the best in your week ahead and see you back on Sunday for Sunday Reset. Thank you so much for listening and have a great week. Mwah! Bye.